Hey guys, hope you're doing okay. I wanted to make a quick video and talk about how to cite online sources in MLA format. So, we are going to be citing a lot of sources, not only in this unit, but in future units. And typically, you cite sources whenever we are gathering any type of information online or in other type of information that doesn't stem from us. So if we look up websites in order to help inform an opinion, if we have to go into a magazine to pull some information, if we have to crack open a book, we need to know how to give that source of information its proper credit. And even though that there are certain types of citation guidelines that we have to follow, whether we're doing a book, magazine, newspaper, et cetera, today we are only going to be talking about online sources. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type a few notes on the page, or sorry, on the Google document before you, and make sure that you get them and that you have this video in a place where you know that you can pull it and refer to it later. But also, we're going to be pausing the video and making sure that we cite our own sources that I'm going to be pulling up here. And so there's going to be a few times during this video, guys, where where I'm going to tell you to pause the video and to have you guys actually cite the page that I'm going to pull up, and you guys are going to submit it for your assignment. So let me start off with some notes first. And just like all good notes, we need a title. So this is how to cite online sources, and we're going to specify MLA. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So first and foremost, guys, I'm going to show you the correct order in which we need to cite our sources, including authors' names, where we're getting the information from, what the title of an article might be. So we have to display that in a certain format. Okay. And according to MLA, this is what your citation should look like. So we need to first find the author or creator's last name, comma, first name. All right. And after that, guys, you are going to put a period. All right. Next thing you guys need is title of article. And if you guys pay attention, you'll see where it is in quotation marks. And you are going to put another period. Next thing, guys, is the publisher slash name of website, another period. You guys should also note that that came in italics. You are next going to put the date of the article, and this is really important, so pay attention. You are going to put the date of the article in day, month, year format. And really quick, guys, that looks like, so today is technically the 30th. So day, month, year format for today's date would look like 30 NOV period. So it's an abbreviated month. And then you are going to put the full year, 2020. Period. Please note, guys, that the parentheses here will not actually be here. It would just look like the date, and then after the 2020, you will put a period. Okay. And then after that, guys, you are just going to put the URL, or which is the URL, the link to the website where you've got your information. You are going to copy and paste it there. That's the last thing you're going to put. So you might be thinking, this looks great, but what the heck would this actually look like for a real citation? Well, for a recent research project, I wanted to look up the origins of country music. And so I wrote about this, but I needed to cite this source that I pulled some information from. And I know first and foremost, because it's MLA, I have to find and try to see if I can find their last name, which is right here, last name, first name. That's what I need first. And typically, guys, if it's an article, you will find it towards the top, but sometimes you might have to do some looking. Other times it might be at the bottom. And that's actually the case for this specific source here. So I found the author's name, Sarah Edge. And so I'm going to put that in format. So this citation would start off with her last name, comma, first name, period. So far, what I have right here matches what I have up here. So we're good so far. And next, I need the title of the article. Typically, guys, that'll be in big letters up on top. And for this particular article, it looks like it's just called The Origins of Country Music. All right. So I'm going to open quote, period, close quote. So far, I'm abiding by MLA rules, last name, first name of the author, and I've got the title of the article in quotations, and I ended it with a period. Notice, guys, I didn't do it up here. That was a big no-no. Your period always goes inside of the close quotation point or quotation mark. Excellent, excellent. So I've got those two. Next, I need the publisher or who created the source or the name of the website. So typically, guys, you are going to find that at the top of whatever website that you're taking a look at. And here, and if you can't really find it on the web page, you can always go up into your URL, and it should usually be what comes before the .com. So it says Norton Center in the URL. I know that the full name of the publisher is actually Norton Center for the Arts. So they're the ones who publish this content. So I'm going to put it here in italics. Norton Center, is it of the arts or for the arts? For the arts. And obviously end it with a period. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Next, I need to find the date that the article was published. Okay. So I'm not putting the day that I grabbed the source from. I'm trying to find the date that this particular article was published. And again, guys, typically you will find that up towards the top next to the author's name. This one's a little bit different. This one I found at the bottom. So this article was published March 19th, 2017. But I got to make sure that I do it in the correct format in day, month, year, just like the example right here. So I'm going to do 17 abbreviated month. Oh, sorry, it was March 19th, and it was in 2017. That's where I was getting the 17 from. Okay. And of course, you're going to end everything with a period. Last but not least, guys, probably the easiest one is that you are simply just going to copy the URL for the website that you pulled your information from and paste it at the very end. Awesome. So it's really important, guys. I can't tell you how many times that whenever I've looked through student sources that they only post the link or that they only post the title of the article. We have to do everything. Okay, we have to do everything that we can find, which brings me to the next portion of my notes here. So if if any of the above information is not available, move on to the next portion. Meaning what? Well, let's say that in the same article, I couldn't find the author's name. Okay, I could find literally everything else. I could find the date that it was published. I could find the publisher or the name of the website, but I just could not for the life of me find the person who actually wrote the article. That's fine. All right. So we would have this in same exact thing, right? So I'm just going to copy and paste it. So it's the same exact thing. I just would not have the author's name. Okay. So we pretended that I could not find the author's last name of that article. So, according to the rules here, since I can't find the last name, first name, I would just move on first. The first thing in my source would be the title of the article, which is what we have here. Okay. So you would do the same exact thing if you couldn't find the date. All right. So let's say this one was being really difficult and I couldn't find either the author's last name the author's full name, or I couldn't find the date. Then it would look really, really short, and it would look something like this, where I just have the title of the article and I would just have the publisher of the information. Okay. Typically, guys, you will find at least a publisher and you will at least obviously have the link. Okay. But if any of the information is there, okay, you need to include all of it. This step here only happens if you cannot find any information that we need according to MLA. Okay. Last bit of thing, guys, is an important one. This is just for our sources, right? So just for our sources, make sure that in your actual citation, like the stuff up here, no .coms or .orgs until you put your URL, which is your big link here. Okay. So notice that I didn't put Norton Center for the Arts .com. You're not going to put NewYorkTimes.com. You're not going to put Time.com. You're not going to put NASA.org. Okay, you would just put the publisher before the .com. Okay. So those are kind of like the three rules of citing MLA online sources. Okay. So you're going to use that information, and what you guys are going to do, all right, in Google Classroom, it's not on there yet, but you will see the directions whenever you open this assignment. What you're going to do, you are going to pause this video. Okay. What I want you to do is, I want you to cite in MLA format this site, or sorry, this citation. Okay. So go ahead and pause this video, go back into Google Classroom, and I want you to cite this article in MLA format. You're going to do this video and you're going to do a second example as well. All right, so this is example number one. Go ahead and pause and cite this information in MLA. So you just did example one, okay? This is going to be example two, all right? So same place that you put it in before, you are going to cite this information according to MLA guidelines, okay? So go ahead, pause the video and cite this. And this is your third example here. Now, I'll help you out a little bit in this one, okay? There are two things, okay, that you do not have access to, two pieces of information that you do not have access to for this citation, okay? So you have three examples now that you are going to type up for me. So make sure, okay, that you cite this information. You should see everything on screen for all three, which is this one here, second example, and third example here. Okay. So this is your assignment for today. Make sure that you put it in Google Classroom so that you get proper credit. And if you guys need any help whatsoever, please do not hesitate me to ask.